Hey guys, this month talking about the McGill Big 3, getting the core strong, ready to go, ready to get into combat. Here with Joe Camisa, we're going to talk about, again, just a recap from last session, the side plank. So we had a nice progression. Joe's going to get in the side plank position again right now. Feet out in front, again, working all those key muscles, quadratus laborum, really, really important. Lats are firing. So we hold these for 8 seconds with a 1 second rest. So Joe will go down, take a second rest. And we're coming up 6 to 8 reps again. Now we had a couple progressions we showed you last time. So Joe, the next progression of this was a little bit of a rotation. And then the progression after this would be a full rotation, which Joe's gonna show, into a plank, and then back to the other side. So this is the most progressive side plank of the 3 that we showed. And the most important thing to reiterate is to keep this completely engaged. The whole spine is engaged. It's not rotating. It's staying as one unit, and it's not twisting and turning. The whole body is twisting and turning. That's really important. A lot of kids they'll twist that spine. That's the exact opposite of what we want to get. Okay, we're going to go into number 3 of the big 3, the bird dog. We're going to be in our infamous bulldog position, if you will. Joe's contracting the serratus here. He's really extending at the shoulders. He's got his knees underneath his hips. He's in a neutral spine. And the first progression to the bird dog is simply bringing one hand out, one arm out, and really extending and holding, contracting all the shoulder musculature. And this is a very, relatively simple movement or exercise. The next progression would be a single leg out and firing, and you're going to start to feel now a little bit more in the lower back, and again working that isometric contraction and really pushing at the heel. The toe is up. The next progression to this would be both arm and leg, the full bird dog, and holding. And it's important, one of the key elements is the hip position here. We want to make sure we keep neutral hips. We don't want any rotation at the hips. We're holding this for 8 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds, and really pushing out, extending like you're pushing against a wall, extending at the foot, really contracting, maximum contractions to get that fired up. So we're doing this with a 1 second rest. To make this even more challenging, we're going to do squares, bird dog squares. So we'll come out and we'll just form a square over 8 seconds. I like to form 1 square for every second. So bird dog square. So what we're hitting here this month, we hit all the abs, the oblique areas, we hit the QL, we're hitting the lats, we're hitting the lower back, erector spinae, all 360 around the entire spine to get that invisible weight belt. Dr. McGill talks about, and Joe, I know you know a lot about this, talks about creating this core stiffness. If you do this, it's going to create up to 3 hours of core stiffness. If you do it every day, ultimately you'll get greater core stiffness 24 hours a day. So the big 3, really important. Joe, do you want to add anything to what we did this month?
Just one more progression, what you could do when you get really good at the squares, right? Dr. McGill talks about explosively coming on the way up. So you're coming up here and then explode, explode, explode.
And the other thing you just mentioned too, which was a reminder, he talked about sweeping in every rep. So why don't you talk a little about the sweeping in effect, because we want to hold for 8 seconds and take that 1 second rest, but explain what he talks about when he sweeps in.
So the sweeping in, when you come back with the arm, it allows a brief relaxation in the muscles, which would be all it needs to refill with blood flow and oxygen, so you can go ahead and do another rep.
Awesome. So guys, the McGill Big 3, we recommend you do these big 3 before every workout. Try to get it down to 5 or 6 minutes. We believe it's really important. It's the latest, most cutting edge. If your kids start doing this, they're not only going to have greater core stiffness, they're actually going to run faster by having a greater core, staying upright. I've seen kids on the Woodway curve do the McGill Big 3 before they didn't do the big 3, they would be hunched over, couldn't support. They would do the big 3. That day they showed an improvement, showing a more erect pelvis, more erect posture, and actually running faster. So take advantage of it. Good luck, and we'll see you next time.